a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. This was passed along to me from Gary828. Gary's a friend of the channel. Doesn't surprise me at all. But get a look at these Rubiks cubes that they've developed. Now, we all know the Rubik's Cube is Saturn's cube, right? The original Rubik's Cube. But this is just more indoctrinating of children with these symbols, with the pentagrams, the pyramid, all of this crap that they just push down kids' throats. Parents don't realize what they're doing. Look at these photographs of these Rubik's Cubes. Can you not see the pentagrams? It's in a Rubik's Cube filled with pentagrams inside of pentagons. It is an absolute joke. Now, if you don't like this version, you can have this one here where you could just flat out see the pentagram inside with all little squares around it. Or you can look for yourself and you can see the pyramid Rubik's Cube. Or I guess it wouldn't be a cube, but the Rubiks, we'll call it. And then some people say, well, you're going a little bit far. Well, the origin of all of this stuff we've been indoctrinated with, all goes back to magic. Because the Rubik's Cube itself was originally called the Magic Cube. How about that? What a surprise, right? The Magic Cube. All of this stuff. How many games, how many things are marketed towards kids that involve magic? But we're all crazy, right? We're all nuts. Dungeons and Dragons, which is about magic. The Magic 8-Ball. Parents buying the Ouija boards for their kids. Then you think of something like, oh, the Rubik's Cube. Well, that's going to be something that's going to help the child be smart. The Magic Cube. Hey, son, here's your Rubik's Cube. Make yourself some pentagrams, some stars, wink, wink. This is a society that has been completely indoctrinated with these symbols and signs and has no idea for the most part what is going on. There's only a small few of us who are wide awake and well aware and see this stuff everywhere. Look at the new fidget spinners. Now, the fidget spinner in its own right is a mind-controlled device. You ever see a kid playing with these fidget spinners? Staring at it for hours on end, in a trance. Boy, that's not there to dumb down the child, to put them in a hypnotic trance. Look at these new versions of the fidget spinner out there. Oh, it's the pentagram spinner. Guess everybody just loves stars, right? They pretend they're like, it's the star in the sky, even though a star in the sky would never look like this. It's not a 5-pointed thing like this. I mean, how many times I got to talk about it? Back in the day, now it's a little bit different because people are just complete idiots. But back in the day, these witches would be able to identify one another by them putting these stars on their barns, on the side of their house, so they would know that there's fellow witches and occultists in their town. Now, idiots watch HGTV, and they don't realize inside the house, because these people working for HGTV are all witches and occultists. They're putting the pentagrams on the side. Oh, isn't this trendy? Look at this star. Huh? Are you a Dallas Cowboy fan? Oh, right, that's a coincidence too. The Dallas Stars, all of it. Everybody just loves stars. How about these celebrities who have these star marking tattoos, right? You're like, oh, you went to the tattoo parlor to get a star on you? You're a grown man and you want a star on you? So they're marking themselves through their bloodletting rituals, identifying themselves as occultists. And this is where it begins. It begins at a young age with all of these games and all of these signs and all these magic games. Oh, become a loser magician, right? These dork magicians. Hey, you want to do a magic trick with cards? I'm good, pal. I'd rather go play in traffic. Hey, look, I'm going to pull a rabbit out of my hat. Yeah? out of my rear and throw it at you. It's an indoctrination from a young age that carries into their teen years. They don't even realize what they're doing. The parents don't realize what they're allowing their kids to play with. But I mean, look at what the Rubik Cube is, right? You're talking about Saturn's cube, which is really the design of it. And don't get me, well, it's a 3D cube, right? Because the new versions of it are flat out telling you. The fact that this thing was originally called the Magic Cube, marketed as the Magic Cube, then eventually changed to the Rubik's Cube. But that's all just a big coincidence. How many things need to be identified? You know, look at the videos that I've done talking about games, video games, all of this stuff, which all revolve around magic. And then you see the occultists and the Satanists, they're like, oh, we live in this society where it's just Christian, Christian, Christian. Oh, they're the big bad bully on the block. Oh, they do this, that. Oh, yeah, because there's so many games marketed towards Christians. There's so many games about the Bible and about Jesus that are mainstream. Everything that's mainstream is occultic. Everything revolves around magic. How about the video I did about magic? Just the music, right? And the movies, every Disney movie. Magic. Do you believe in magic? Ronald McDonald, Cinderella, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, the Magic Kingdom. I mean, those must be coincidences, right? And then all of these games, magic cards, right? They're handing out, people are buying magic cards, learning how to cast spells, thinking that it's like some fun little game. Oh yeah, that's not indoctrinating them. That's not going to make them want to look deeper into doing this stuff, or look deeper into magic, and if magic's real, and black magic. And there's the pentagram is just constantly shown. And then you have people who just refuse to believe it's a pentagram because there's not lines drawn through it. Even though it's this 5-pointed star used in black magic ceremonies and regular magic ceremonies by witches. It's all right there. It's all right there. The question is, what is it going to take to make people see it? Do you think this might be enough? Just showing them this version of the Rubik's Cube? It's laughable. Look at it. And if you don't like this version, you can get this other version where it's just as obvious. You can make yourself the Baphomet pentagram. I mean, where does it even go from here? They sell flat out pentagram Rubik's Cubes where there's actually just in the shape of a pentagram. And you can't make it up. It's everywhere. It's all around us. We see them advertising it everywhere, but nobody wants to see it. Go on Netflix. Every show on there is pretty much, every Netflix original revolves around this kind of stuff. Or go on there, look at the movies that they feature, showing The Craft on there. Go put that garbage on. If you don't think it's real, these symbols are real. You go 5 minutes into the movie The Craft, all you see are all-seeing eyes, pyramids, spell books, spellbinding, talk of spellbinding and spell casting. It's all right there. But remember, well, because they make it fictional, because it's in the movies, you know, we're all just over-exaggerating. It's not just in the movies. It's all over the place. I mean, as I said, they're making fidget spinner pentagrams. As if the fidget spinner itself isn't bad enough for the kid's brain. You know, I'd like to take some Rubik's Cubes and put them on a baseball tee and fling these things around, smash them. That's about as much use as they should get from people. But people will go, well, the Rubik's Cube has been proven to make people smarter. I mean, the Magic Cube. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting sick and tired of magic around us. Them trying to make this stuff seem cool. It's an embarrassment. Let's be realistic. Look at the people who are involved in the occult. Look at the people who are involved in these satanic groups and organizations. Look at them. Whether you want to call them freaks, which most of them are, but they're flat out losers and lowlifes. Why would anyone want to be associated with that? Playing with magic, they think they're cool, it makes them tough and bad. putting on robes and chanting and stuff. Please. All these people are protected by the rights that have been set up to protect them. You see, we don't have rights. We can't use free speech. They keep taking it away and blocking us. They could do all this crap. Why would anyone want to be associated with a group of losers? People whose whole lives have been rejects, who don't provide anything. They're not entertaining, they're not funny, it's just nothing. Nothing but a bunch of bitter losers who blame all of the problems in their life on God, because maybe they're too fat, maybe they're just they couldn't get the girl they wanted, they blame it all on God. Then they turn to the devil, and then all of a sudden they think that they're cool, and then they try to indoctrinate your kids with this stuff, and other people's kids with it. These people are parasites on society. Parasites. Nobody needs to be indoctrinated by a bunch of losers. Do we? Do we need to be indoctrinated by the kids who are getting thrown in their lockers, who deserve to get thrown in their lockers in high school, who now think that they're big tough guys because they wear black cloaks and they gang stalk people? These guys are total buffoons. All of them involved in the occult. From the top to the bottom. To the rich elite to the bottom. They pick on the weak. They use psychological warfare to their advantage because the people that they're using it against don't know what it is. And if they become equipped with the knowledge of knowing what it is, you can use a psychological warfare right back on them. And boy, you want to talk about people who aren't equipped to handle it. These are the people who went crying to the teacher when they were kids instead of handling their own business. Still do. They go crying and running. We need to be equipped at showing people that this stuff is everywhere. You can name anything, any genre, anything going on, and you could link it back to magic, sorcery, and the occult. You can. So if we start doing that and showing people and start waking them up, then we can equip them with the knowledge of psychological warfare. That way they don't fall into what's going on, because they're working everybody into these agendas through psychological warfare, through intimidation, through ridiculous stuff where they think that they're bullying you and intimidating you. Well, do it right back to them. These guys don't have spines or backbones. They're not equipped to handle anything. They would never come and do anything face-to-face, one-on-one. They do it online. They sneak around, they try to harass you in mass harassment. All coward acts that get you nowhere. You do it back. You fight fire with fire when it comes to these people. They need to be shown a lesson and taught a lesson. We need to keep them away from our children. We need these games to be taken out of stores. At the very least, you get them out of stores, you don't buy them, because they don't make money off of it. The Ouija board's still around. You know why? Because they keep promoting it in movies. Whether it's a movie called Ouija board, or they're just promoting it in a movie saying how cool it is, people are buying it. Oh, cool, the Ouija board. Let's summon some demons and bring them into our home. That sounds safe and fun. If people really knew what was going on, these people would be run out. Run out. Cast out. Instead, we keep empowering them, because the majority of people don't think they exist. And the ones who do, especially a lot of the Christians out there who do know they exist, they hide from them. They cower away. They go, oh, who cares? Or, oh, because they're afraid. And that empowers them. They feed off of fear. Just like I talked about with it, the concept of feeding off fear. That's what these elites do. They feed off of it. They love it. So this is the Rubiks Cube in pentagram form. For anyone who's looking to smash a toy, if you see one in your store, buy it and smash it. Because at the very least, at least you're preventing another kid from getting it, even though I guess they'll keep restocking it. Maybe hide it then behind other toys in the store, right? Go put it behind Candyland or something like that. Or go put it in an aisle where nobody would expect to find it and bury it. Those are things you could do, right? Because the employee working there probably could care less and isn't going to go looking around for the pentagram Rubik's Cube that's off the shelf. These things shouldn't be allowed in stores or allowed near our children. And these people shouldn't be either. And that's what we have to continue to do. Make people aware and get them them away from our kids. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.